beaver is essentially a giant swamp rat, and I mean that in the kindest way possible. These animals can be anywhere from 40 to 110 pounds. They're pretty awkward on land, but once they're in the water, they are super slick swimmers. And that's the whole reason they build that dam. They want to have a great big pond to live in. They want to be safe from predators. That's their main goal. But in doing so, they create this entire wetland ecosystem around them. Beaver ponds are essentially a giant buffer against climate change. So they store up all this water when time's wet, when there's rain, when there's snowmelt. They're kind of like a savings bank. But then when you have a drought or an extended period of dryness, and everything else in the landscape is dry, these beaver ponds can provide water to all sorts of different plants and animals that would otherwise be without it.
I would say they can affect climate change by repairing some of the damage that human settlement has caused in some of our lands and parks. 200 years ago, this land here was dotted with beaver ponds all over, and it was helpful in retaining water that ran off from the snowmelt, raising a water table, and beavers are keystone species, so they help all animals in the environment. Well, keystone species are species that are really important for the life and livelihood of many other species beside themselves, and they will help engineer habitat that not only benefits them but benefits other creatures.
So a beaver pond supports an entire ecosystem, not just the beavers. And when you take the beavers away, that ecosystem can collapse. Sometimes streams have a lot of pollution in them, but when those polluted waters come into beaver ponds, they sort of settle out in that nice, slow wetland and go into the soil. And it's in this soil in the beaver ponds that there are these rich microbial communities that can actually process a lot of that pollution and turn it back into sort of benign, not so harmful things. So the water comes in dirty and it goes out clean. They're like the Brita filter of the environment. One of the questions that I get asked a lot is, how can you help beavers? Helping beavers is like helping anything else in the environment. You want to keep it clean. You want to leave no trace. That means recycling. That means picking up trash. That means don't mess with their dams. If you see the beavers, give them some space.
My work now is to fall more in love with nature than I ever have, and to help protect it for future generations. And so my grandkids and great-grandkids can go and watch some beavers grooming each other and swimming on a summer afternoon.
Beavers give a damn about climate change. Do you?
I give a damn by recycling.
I give a damn by leaving a small carbon footprint.
I give a damn by respecting nature.
I give a damn about spreading awareness.
I give a damn by saving water.
Hashtag give a damn.
Hashtag give a damn.
Hashtag give a damn.